Guess what? I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting this message. Results kill excuses. Thank you so much for being a part of the growth and the expansion of the channel, lifting me up, and hopefully I'm lifting you up. It's all a part of this shared experience called life. And I'm so grateful to have you here. I don't say that enough. And I was thinking today, man, we take things so serious. How serious are you about life? How serious are you about your job and your finances and the government and, your health, your free time, your relationships? Man, we get so serious in life. And I think that if you were to give yourself some kind of a gift, it's to give yourself the ability to have some fun, to be playful. I talk about this a lot, right? The real fountain of youth is reconnecting with the inner child, that little boy, that little girl inside of you. And what it takes to do that is for you to go back down memory lane, get in the time machine, get in the DeLorean, for those of you that know, and think about what you used to love to do. And here's the important part. What did you love to do by yourself when no one else was around? It is cool when you can kind of get people together, but then that creates another obstacle. And so it's really important for you to just figure out what were the things that you just loved to do when you were a kid, on your own, by yourself. And you know what's next, right? You need to go do those things. You need to do those things. Slow your life down. Please, slow your life down. Take off the seriousness and go have fun. But here's the thing, think about it. When you were a kid, right, was it all about getting drunk? Was it all about getting high? Was it, or could you just be a kid? And yes, I know people had terrible childhoods and terrible moments in childhood. And I also know that we usually think about those terrible things 10 times, if not thousands of times more than the good things. And that's a big part of the whole reprogramming, part of the emotional healing process, is to go back and fully acknowledge and accept everything that happened, and then to breathe life, breathe forgiveness into those situations, and then give them new meaning. To really reimagine the things that happened to you so you can set yourself free, so you can find more joy, more peace, more love in this thing called life. And it's almost like the more serious, the more stressed, the more tense you are, man, it's hard. It's a hard life, especially then when you make it even that much more tense. You need to breathe. Breath, man, the breath work. The dang breath work exercises that I've been doing, I committed, right? When was the last time you committed to something? I keep talking about this. It takes commitment. This is life on life's terms, locking in from here to the end of time, the end of your time on this planet. No quick fixes. It's not about having fun once this year, being playful one time. No, commit to making a routine out of these things. And what that takes is you busting up your current patterns, your current habits of life. If you look at your life and you are not fulfilled, you are not happy, you are not content, but yet you're also beat down, you're also not really energized, you're not really feeling healthy, you're not really feeling energetic and excited, other than when someone else is doing something incredible and you're watching, it's like can you give yourself permission to start figuring out what's going to reinvigorate the joy inside your heart, the joy inside your body? Like, what are the fun things that you could start doing? And I guarantee you, you're going to have resistance. Do y'all understand what resistance is? Do you know what resistance is? It's an invisible force that when you start to say, hey, I want to switch, I want to start working out, right? Maybe you finally get the courage and you go down, you sign up the membership, you know, they show you around, you work out one time and you say, man, yay, I'm going to do this all the time. And then the next day, something comes up. And usually it comes from within, but then it's just like we let ourselves off the hook. Something shifted, something pushed back against us, energetically speaking. And guess what? That's that BAMF warrior, man. You got to fucking fight. You got to say, fuck no, I'm not giving up this time. I'm not backing down. Bring it. Whatever the challenge. I'm not giving up. I'm locked in. I don't give a fuck what happens. I'm fearless. I'm unstoppable. Tell yourself that. I'm fearless. I'm unstoppable. Nothing is going to stop me this time. I'm going to show up for me. My word matters to me. That's what you need to be telling yourself. This is what it takes. Changing anything in life is going to take extreme ownership, extreme focus, determination. It's going to take some guts. It's going to take some courage. It's going to take some real intestinal fortitude. It's going to take, again, knock the fuck down and get back up. And sometimes it takes an accountability partner. Holler at your boy if you need someone to hold your ass accountable. Greg at resultskillexcuses.com. Man, the people that I'm working with, they're getting some results. They're moving in a positive direction. And that's a beautiful thing. You don't have to do it alone, but you do have to do it on your own. No one can do it for you. No one's gonna do it for you. Man, woman, child, whatever in between, no one's gonna save your life. No one's gonna rescue you. If you want it, you gotta get it. And here's the other thing. If you want it, you're worthy of it. But you need to prove it to yourself. And you don't need to prove it to anybody else. That's the thing. I would shut the fuck up. Don't be telling anybody about your scheming towards becoming a better version of yourself. Most of the time if you just pull back on people, they ain't even gonna really know. Most of us know, most of you know that if you pull back, right, most people it's gonna take them a minute to figure out like, hey, what happened to so-and-so? Where'd you go? And then next thing you know, you're transformed. And then when they come looking, they're like, wait, what the fuck? What'd you do? You look good. You smell good. And they're going to probably get upset. Because they're like, well, who said you could get better? Who said you could change how you feeling about yourself? Who said you could go work out? Who said you could change up your nutrition? Who said you could heal your childhood trauma and no longer need external validation? No longer be codependent upon other people making you feel good about yourself because you don't know how to generate that good in love feeling on your own. Think about what I just said. When you have felt in love, why do we call that? When you tell somebody, I think I'm in love. When you tell yourself that, oh man, I think I'm in love. Why do you say in love? Where does it come from? Inside. You're the love. You are the love. Yes, people coming into our lives can activate it. Guess what else people can activate? A lot of other shit, and we've all experienced that. People can activate terror, fear, sadness, shame, you name it. People can activate those things. But here's the sad thing. They don't feel those things. You're the one that feels it. And so this is the importance with the emotional healing, the emotional intelligence, the emotional literacy, is it's understanding that we all have the emotions. Not one person is exempt. But the thing about it is, when you start to invest in your emotional healing and getting to the root, things that happen to you that continue to play themselves out to this very day, then you start to become more emotionally aware, which is going to lead to more emotional intelligence, which is going to allow you to be more self-masterful. Because when something shifts, currently, if you're wounded and your mood shifts, you start feeling unloved, you start feeling unworthy, you start feeling guilty, or you start feeling overwhelmed, right? These things pop up, and you run a subconscious program that says, oh man, you don't even identify it usually by name. You just identify that you're not feeling good. Something's not feeling good inside of you. It's feeling uncomfortable. It could even be feeling painful. And guess what you want? You want quick relief, right? Who the fuck wants to sit and feel pain all day? But the sad thing is that if you process the emotion, you name it, you say, oh wait, I just totally shifted. And what's powerful is you can learn how to do this in the heat of the moment, especially if you're someone that has anger issues like I used to. If I would get triggered, boom, I'd lose my shit. Now, I realize the situation. I have emotional intelligence, which means I don't just understand how I'm feeling. I can also tell, uh-oh, someone else is upset right now. Uh-oh, I did something. And then we can have a conversation. Versus me raising my voice, yelling, losing my temper, right? And losing control and making the situation worse. And usually when it comes to interpersonal relationship type conflict, right? The thing that people want the most is to feel seen and to feel heard. And the thing that we can all work on doing better at, but it starts at home with you and yourself. And it's what I'm doing right now. It's being present. To be present. I think that's why it's called the present, because it is a gift. When you can fully be before somebody without being distracted, without thinking about what to say next, but to truly be present, to literally be so present that you're feeling the energy, you're feeling the vibe, you're feeling everything that's happening right in that moment. And you're trying to connect, and you're understanding, and you're really allowing for there to be a deeper level of connection between you and another human being, because you're present, you're holding space for somebody without distraction. It's a beautiful thing. There's no pain in that moment. There can be emotions, there can be all kinds of thoughts and feelings, but if you can learn how to do that, do you know how powerful you become? It's like one of the greatest gifts that I've given myself is to be able to trust myself and to know that I can now be in those situations, can understand what's going on, I can be present, and I can hold space. And it's not just hold space to agree, I can also be disagreeable. But I can be curious and understanding, and I can also be decisive. I can also be someone that's not going to just allow someone to manipulate me, right? I can also kind of shine the mirror back on them and not be nasty about it, but just be like, hey, you need to see this. This is more about you than it is me. This is your thing, not mine. And that can be threatening to wounded people. But when you become a healed version of yourself, which is really just embodying more of your spirit so that you can see with spiritual eyes versus being wounded in a state of suffering, right? You elevate the world around you. You elevate this planet. This is what so many of you, yes, you're a chosen one. If you're hearing this kind of message, you're chosen. Chosen for what? Chosen to become the best version of yourself. And here's the thing, everybody is, everybody. But there are few that are chosen to be leaders in this transformation of the planet, this spiritual awakening on this planet. There are few. When I say few, it's still a big number, but relatively small compared to the masses of people. But it takes people finding the courage and the strength to realize that yes, you're chosen. Yes, you're being called to set aside the pain, the suffering of your past, and to truly start to align and connect with your spiritual self, which is your higher self, which is the fullness of who you are put on this planet to be. You're still, when people start thinking about enlightenment and transcending, it's like it almost becomes outer bodily, and it's not. To be an enlightened being, you're fully immersed in the humanity of this biological form that we have, but you're walking and seeing things with spiritual eyes everywhere you go. You see souls. You no longer see enemies. You no longer see people that don't agree with whatever it is you agree with. I don't know. I mean, I think you let go of all that. That's the beautiful thing, right? When you awaken spiritually, you're not aligned with political ideologies and doctrines of men and divisive things. It's really just about life and our purpose here on this planet, which is to become the best version of ourselves. I've been asking most of my one-on-one clients lately, and I'm asking you now. Sit back, get a piece of paper, get a pen, and write out all of the qualities, the characteristics that you can imagine being present in your higher self. So who is that person? When you think about you being the best version of you, the best, I mean, I'm talking the best. I'm talking, what does that person possess? Are you angry, hateful, one-sided, divisive, judgmental? Is that the highest version? I think most of us say no. Is it loving, kind, strong, healthy, peaceful, happy, joyful, right? Write down that list. Here's what's crazy. Everybody I've asked, there's a few little differences, but guess what? It's all the same. Your list is the same as my list. So what that tells me, and I'm trying to explain to you, is that at the soul level, we're all the same. We're all equal. We all want to be expressions of love, joy, peace, strength, right? Calmness, understanding, all these positive things. Courage, strength, harmonious connections. We all want the same things. We all see that in ourselves. Our highest version of ourselves isn't somebody that's miserable, isn't somebody that's mourning and sad and filled with grief and guilt and shame. I had to tell somebody recently, they asked, I get asked this question, and it's like, when did the beginning of this awakening start for you? And I was like, great question. And the truth of it is that this journey, 13 years in the works, started when I hit my last rock bottom moment, coming off of a domestic violence arrest with my now ex-wife. It was alcohol infused, and I can't tell, I'm telling you that having to say that in the past used to bring me the maximum amount of guilt and shame. I was so fucking guilty about that. I was so ashamed. I was afraid to even say it. I was like this fucking dark cloud over my head. I can also tell you that because of that situation, that's what fueled the fire in me to turn my fucking life around, man, for real, for real. And yet I'm not proud of that situation, and I never will be. But I now own that story. And there's times that I'll tell people that, and it's like, you know, people will say, oh, they'll judge me, right? You're an abuser, you're a wife beater, you're a this and that. And it's like, without even knowing the facts, right? There's a lot of facts to it, but I'm not here to explain myself. I just have made peace with that story, and it no longer has power over me because I've transcended that. I've healed that. What you think about me on any level, about any part of my life, is your business. It's not even my business. And so many of us carry around that guilt and that shame from our past mistakes, and sometimes just even things that have happened to us, that we identify that we're that victim, or that we're that violator, right? That persecutor, that terrible person. And I'm here to tell you that that's not the truth. That's not the truth. See, that's not the truth. Because what you're identifying with the stories of this lifetime is the lower self. It's the self of suffering. See, here's the thing that I believe, and this does not get me vindicated from anything I've done in the past, but here is the truth. That I believe that me and my ex-wife, we agreed to have that situation happen in our life. Why? So that we could become the best versions of ourselves. And this is really hard to wrap our head around. I know it is. If you're stuck on the density of this planet, the density of this reality, oh no, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that somebody like you and the other person that hurt each other, that somehow before you came to this planet in the spiritual realm, y'all made a karmic contract to say, hey, I'm gonna fuck you up, or I'm gonna fuck you up. And it's in order for you to become the best version of yourself, you need that situation to transcend. I am living proof that that's what needed to happen, because I also didn't half step. I also didn't have that situation happen and, go and seek temporary help or any kind of support, a shoulder to cry on, just long enough for the storm to pass, and then be like, okay, fuck it, man, I'm gonna go back to drinking. I'm good now. That shit's over. I'm divorced now, and, I'll just deal with it. No, I said, I'm turning my fucking life around forever. No looking back. I mean, I got to look back. It's one of the unfortunate things, but it's not really unfortunate, because any person that's ever rejected me, any person that's ever judged me based on anything that's happened in my life, all of that, I believe, is protection. It's not rejection. Rejection is protection. It is rejection. But it's protecting me. Why would I want to be with somebody, or why would I want to work with somebody or coexist with somebody that doesn't see me for who I truly am? And I'm here seeing you for who you truly are. I don't see you for your past mistakes. I don't see you for the times that you're weak and you give up and you fall down on your face. I see you for the times you get up, you dust off, and you keep going. I see you as the soul that is equal to my soul and every other soul on this planet, that wants to feel nothing but love, joy, and peace. Genuine love, joy, and peace, but not feel it because, oh, over there, look how peaceful it is. oh wait, this place is so chaotic. Man, I would only feel better about myself if this place was peaceful too. No, the only place you need to be peaceful is the place inside your soul, is inside your heart, your mind, your soul. And what that takes is spiritual work. It takes you going in, being present with yourself, going in the time machine, not with judgment, criticism, and all the other negative feelings, but to truly see with clear eyes, to write down. I challenge you, write down all of the bad experiences that you've ever had in your life, people that have hurt you, starting usually with mom and dad. Start there, and then just, aunts, uncles, grandparents, brothers, sisters, lovers, children. You just keep kind of going down the list, But you need to literally take an inventory of your life. And until you get to that point, you're just kind of like acting as if things are better, or somehow you don't know, right? Or you'd much rather not know. It's in the past, right? It's in the past. It's way back there. It doesn't exist anymore. Bullshit. You're carrying it around inside of you. And it's not until you fully acknowledge it that you can get to the root of your origin story, of what happened, what hurt you, that you can then really empower yourself to be like, oh shit, that's what's going on with me. That's why all these things are still playing out in my life, and I'm in my 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. This shit happened when I was 5 years old. Why the fuck? It's because it doesn't go away. We carry it around. It literally becomes a program in how you operate through life. And a lot of us are walking around very guarded, very protected, very closed off. And it takes healing in order for you to open up, let down your guard, let the love back in. And I know it's asking a lot, but you're worth it. This message is worth it. That's why I keep getting back on here. I love you guys so much. As I said in the beginning, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, my soul, my mind, my strength, for being a part of the Results Kill Excuses channel. Like I said, if you're looking for some accountability, feel free, man. Reach out to me. I'd love to connect with you. If you haven't yet, download the app, resultskillexcuses.com. Start getting to work. Order yourself a workbook. Order yourself a 1% Better Everyday Journal. Thank you to everyone that's been ordering those journals. It's pretty impressive. I'm really grateful that you're investing in yourself, and absolutely I'm grateful for you supporting Results Kill Excuses. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna keep marching on. March with me, walk it out with me. Let's make a difference in this world, and it starts by making a difference with how we see ourselves, how we love ourselves, and how we take care of ourselves, because you know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.